I'm going to say good morning or good afternoon now. See how this turns out. I can't never tell when these things are going or not, but I feel stupid if I just sit here, and I'm pretty sure it's going from watching the previous videos and stuff, so we're just going to go with that. Hey everybody, happy Monday. So it is time for our weekly update. And first of all, I want to let you guys know, okay, so for this last week, I tried something different. And by different, I mean, I tried to hold my weight steady. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so I came into this month at a specific weight, and it's one that I've been battling to get under and stay under for the last several years. I've gotten under it a couple times, but I've always bounced right back up above it. It was the 200 mark. So I got under the 200 mark on February 3rd. Today is February 22nd, and I am officially under the 200 mark. I'm in the 180s, and I've stayed there. And I'm just, this whole last week, I decided that I wanted to see what maintenance would look like. And I did it for two reasons. One, I want a new set point. You guys all know what set points are, right? That's basically the place where you've been the most comfortable for the longest. And every time you lose like 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, your body will bounce right back to that set point, right? Sometimes it'll go a pound or two above it and create a new set point. So my set point for the last couple years, I'd say 3 years, has been 204 on a good day, 210 on an average day, and 221 when I'm not doing so great. So between 204 and 221, anywhere in there was my set point, right? And 221 was like the highest. It was usually going for the last couple of years. Okay, so I wanted anything that wasn't 200. 199, even if that's the highest that we go again, would make me happier than 200, right? Well, I managed this whole last week, just playing around with it, to hold my weight under 190. I'm so excited because it was hard. It was hard to hold my weight under that because I had to weigh every morning, and I'd be like 189.8, 189.6, 189.8, 189.6, and I mean and every day I'd get on the scales because I just knew it was going to go over that 190, right? But I didn't. I held it down, and I'm actually on the scales as of this morning, because my weigh-ins are Monday, I am 0.8 pounds lower than last week. So I actually lost almost a pound without even really working at trying to lose a pound this week, just trying to stay the same. But I'm really happy with some of the things I discovered about myself this week. I have discovered that if I eat a lot and later at night than what's normal for me, because like there was 2 nights that our dinner got pushed off way until like 6:37, and I ate the last foods at 9:30 or 10. Always when I do that, usually in the past, I would have a gain the next day. And it wouldn't even matter if I ate lettuce. I could eat a bowl full of lettuce at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm going to have a water weight gain the next morning. That didn't happen this week. I was so pleased. I also have learned that I can still fast a day here and a day there. I think we fasted, let's see, last week we fasted 2 days, and we weren't real strict on the fast. We weren't like we have been in the past. Still held our weight. My husband lost, I held my weight. So yeah, it was a really good week, and it was a really good week for structuring things and finding out what works. Now this week is the last week of February, and I really would like to be on the low end of the 180s to close out my February, which would be about a 20-pound loss again for this month. So if I'm not, I'm happy with that, because right now, the way it sits, I'm about 12 pounds less than in the beginning of the month. And I'm really happy with that, because we all know the further that you go with losing, the less weight you lose per month, right? Or per week or whatever. So I'm really happy with where my losses are right now. And I know if I would have really forced this last week, I'd probably be in the 170s at the end of the month. But I'm not in as much of a hurry to get to my bottom number as I am to maintain the numbers as I'm going down. Because I feel like if I can maintain as I'm going along, this is going to be way easier to maintain once I get to where I want to go, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping, a couple things that I want to mention that have been brought to my attention by our moderator in training, and I have some admins that work with me to run this group and to do the low carb thing, but they're not listed as admins because they choose not to be. Okay, but we get together on the Zoom calls and we talk a lot and we discuss things that we want to do in the group and where we want the group to go. So when we say no outside links, that means you can't even link to your personal page. if you're sharing recipes because you have your own personal page or your own personal website or your own personal links, you can't share any of that stuff. You can share recipes from your links or anybody else's as long as they're copy and pasted. And if you want to share the website, you can talk about it in your post. So you can say, I was over at the Sweetest Honey website today, no link, just the title, and I saw this recipe for Bohemian Rhapsody, whatever it is. So you can do that, and then we can go there ourselves and look if that's something that we want to do. I don't want links that you can click from my group, I should say our group, right? My group to anybody else's anything, okay? There's a reason for that. Every group that I've ever been in on Facebook, and I'm sure every group that you've ever been in, becomes inundated with links to all these outside places, all these outside websites, all these outside whatever, food blogs or whatever. And I can remember being in certain groups and scrolling through the posts, and it was one link after another link after another link after another link. A lot of people only posted it if they could post links to their own stuff. That was the only reason they were in the group. That's not what this group is about. This group is for support for people who are trying to live a vegan, low carb lifestyle. It's hard to be low carb vegan. And I mean, and maybe I should have put that. Maybe instead of low carb vegan, I should have said low carb vegan, because we've also had issues with people that are in here talking about their foods that they're eating, and they're really high carb for what we're trying to do. And it has triggered some people. So be really careful when you're posting your foods, your recipes, whatever it is. Please don't post recipes that have anything to do with breads, flours, sugars, any of the high carb stuff that we just don't advocate in this group, especially the sugar and flours and breads and things like that. Please don't do that, because it can trigger some people. There are some of us that are hanging on by by the teeth and making it from one day to the next. And they come into this group, they want to see low carb posts. They want to hear about low carb stuff. They want to see what kind of foods people are eating that are keeping them in the low carb place. A lot of us are doing this for health reasons. I had a stroke and I'm doing this for brain health. That's one of my main reasons. Weight loss is absolutely on that agenda because I need the weight loss for the stroke recovery too. But brain health more than anything is why I'm doing it. So because we're in here for our health, we don't want to be seeing the posts about breads and sugars and things like that and thinking, wow, I can't wait till I can have that. Or maybe I'll have a cheat day or whatever. We don't have cheat days. We don't snack. We don't have days where we eat sugar. We don't do those things in here, most of us. Okay. So if we do them, we're not going to talk about them and trigger other people. Okay. So please be aware of that. So, hopefully, I think I've covered all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping. Okay, so here's something that we're thinking about doing in the future. I don't know how many of you guys have ever been on Zoom calls. Well, it just so happens that I have my own Zoom account that is actually paid for, so I can have like more people than normal and go a little longer than normal. And we haven't did anything with the account for a long time. It used to be for when I was back in health coaching. But we're thinking of once a week hosting a Zoom party where we can all go in together and ask questions. And if you guys have questions about what you can substitute, like what substitutes for this or what substitutes for that, or what's the lowest carb lettuce, or what's the best low carb lunch type idea, or anything, something about, if you want to know about autophagy or something like that, we can at least tell you what we know or direct you where to find those things. So keep that in mind. Let me know down below if that's something that you'd be interested in, and we will let you know where we go from there with it. Okay, so I don't think I have a whole lot more going on right now or to talk about today. So if you guys have any questions, you need to know anything else, you want more information, let me know below. Let us know what we can do to help you. If you're in the group already, the group is called Low Carb Vegan. It's on Facebook. Easy to find, Low Carb Vegan. I don't think there is another one on Facebook. So if you'd like to be a part of the group, jump in with us. And if you're already in our group, get involved, ask questions, post your own recipes, post your own food for the day. If you want us just to look at what you're eating, post what you're eating for the day, and then ask us, what we think about it, and we can let you know where we stand on it. But other than that, have a great day, have a great week, everybody. And do you guys realize this is the last week of February? I won't see you again until March 1st. Woo! Okay, bye, guys.